fella really needs to get a logo for a Sunday night show, is what I'm saying. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang, not Canucks with Guitars. The Sunday Night Hang, because it's Sunday. We're hanging.
It's true. It's true.
So, speaking of hanging, as always, brother in tone, Aaron from Albus is here. Recorder of albums, player of festivals, guru of fuzz and ambience when needed.
Facts. All things are facts.
All facts. All the facts.
So what's up, dog?
Well, just when I was doing the recording session with the intro there, that's the new intro for videos, folks. My producer's like, hey, are you good at looking at pedals? I'm like, well, I can soak it with contact cleaner as good as anything else. So I got this Dynacomp. It's not working right. So I put it in the guitar case, and of course, I just brought it out 5 minutes ago, and that I can't fix that. There's something loose, is what I'm saying.
I was gonna say, open it up, find out what it is, reattach it. Unless it needs to be soldered. I don't trust you with a soldering iron.
Yeah. Wow, we already got 33 people in here. Who do we got? We got Dennis Ellis. We've got Hit Metalworks, Charles 75N. He's the chief bottle washer over the Charles 75N network of stations and affiliates. Host, as well as along with Seth Presley, Guitar Safari, Sunday, 11 a.m. Central is what I'm saying. It's kind of like RJ, but later and without RJ.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Ryan Hull's here. Blackjack guitar. My knees hurt. Scott Brockway. He says, send it to me if it's an older one. Well, I would talk to the owner first. I'm not just shipping stuff off. Blackjack. Well, that'll be a video. Blackjack guitar. Easy. We're not doing this live. Paul McNary and the Cats here. Awesome. Marsha Murray. Tom Raines. Billy Baloney. Who else we got in here?
Yeah, lots of people in here.
Yeah. DJ Play Nice, BC Rich 581. He says it's a relic circuit board. Well, now I keep shaking it. I don't know. Terry's 333 G's is here. Awesome. Eddie Fay, Dennis Ellis. Yes. RJ the Mad One. What's up? Ferd Burfel.
Raspberry tea.
Nice. I'm going with lemonade on ice.
Oh, nice. I hear the ice.
Oh, yeah. This is the drink of 2023 summer, is the lemonade with, throw as much ice of an iceberg you can throw in a cup, and then lemonade. And it's just awesome.
That works.
Mark's Gas Station. Lawrence Cash of Alaska, our newest patron. We got Guitar Man 45, who's got the permits now to build the studio. So the studio it's on. It's on, folks.
Is he going to videotape that?
One can hope. Ben Allmark's here.
I've watched a couple of really cool studio builds that have happened in the sheds in the gardens over in England.
Mm-hmm.
There are some over-engineered ass, for all lack of better words, sheds. They all have little units in their backyards, and they're baller, man.
Look at you, Carl Golden.
Dude, figure Reeves Electro. He builds his pedals in that shed, and his is gorgeous too. And he's talk about making good use of space.
Brother Trev is he's grilling probably, so he's lurking while cooking. Richard Nagamitsu picked up a couple more humanoid pedals since Wednesday. Total score. Are you familiar with humanoid pedals, Aaron? I
am not. This is a strange sensation.
I know. Believe me, he comes on the Zoom hangs, Aaron. He's like, "Oh, just snagged on this." I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this blah blah blah." And I was like, "Who makes that?" And he's like, "Humanoid." I'm like, "Never heard."
Let me see.
Dude,
maybe I do, and I just don't know. Let me see a picture.
He's a dude in North Carolina who's not our friend in North Carolina. It's a different dude in North Carolina building pedals. Apparently, he builds all kinds of boosts and drives and. I think he does some fuzzes and compressors and stuff. And reasonably priced.
Neither of the Goblin sounds familiar. Hold on, where's my phone?
All Dave, all night. JP Page 2, Graphite and Guitar. Guitars.
We're gonna find out if I follow.
You look
them.
it up. Yeah, I'm getting incoming texts as well. So, unfucking believable is here. See, I was stalling, so we get enough time in so I can say it. And brother Bent Tom first in the chat tonight. First.
No, I do not. Let the record show.
Small shop out of NC.
That's washed the fuck out. Woo! I am not following.
Miss music.
So I will now. Boom. Now I am. Ha ha ha. Man, that is such a strange sensation for me to be like, no, I don't.
What's that on InstaFace thing?
That was the old Instas. Right, speaking of which, if you people would be so inclined, you can find us on the old Insta Googles. Well,
there they are, followed by Albus Band. Yep. Our friend Rob Baker, he's aware of them. He was hanging out on the Zoom hang this past Wednesday. And 10 others. Who are my other 10 friends?
That's us.
Okay. Ron Bain, House of Bain, Riff Mountain.
That's us. We just broke 600 the other day, I think. Yeah. There we are.
Apparently Premier Guitar follows them. And, of course, our friend Chris.
Yeah.
Of course, Chris would be aware. It's like, new kid.
Well, Keys is the man. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
I'm neither shocked. I'm not. Oh,
not Keys.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Same thing. Same response.
I was like, haunted Cozort. Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Dan of New Jersey. Hobo Roadies here. So it was interesting. I don't know. Charles was going on the show today. Something about life and balance with guitar playing. I wasn't quite finding. And I wrote in the chat, like, I'm good for gear, Aaron. I'm good. Right?
Okay.
I'm not lusting over anything. But then a fella got a text from a friend of ours and said, hey, can you do something with this? And I went, yes. He says, okay, but you can't do anything with it before this, date and time. I went, that's fine. And then he says, oh, and there's something else that I don't know when it might, but here, check this out. And I went, oh, so I wasn't lusting over any gear, but I got more on the way, which I am instantly went, oh, yes, because, he's one of those guys, Aaron, that you didn't think you need it. And then he's like, what do you think of this? And you're like, how am I alive on this earth without it? And
I've been that guy before.
Yep. What's up, Mark Taft?
I think I might go softer on the light. I think so.
What's up, Lee?
Yeah. There we go. A little darker.
Yeah, right. Lemonade and not Gatorade. I switched.
So let's see. Gear wise, I picked up an interface from our dear friend Ike over at Flipside Music. So I have a universal Volts 276. And then I was like, okay, well, now let's actually set it up and use it. So then I went and got a Rode NT 1000, I want to say.
Okay.
And I originally had got in to get this Aston Audio mic, but it sold. Literally, I looked at it at 4 o'clock in the morning, was still there used. Went in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was gone. So then I was like, well, I guess I'm spending a little more and getting this. So that's what I did.
That's a one-time expenditure.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. And I picked up some new cans.
Yep.
Got a sweet.
I have to get new ones because the foam and the pleather covering the foam is, well, you put it on and then it stays on you when you take, like, it's just disintegrating at this because they're like 20 years old at this point.
I was going to say my old white Sonys that I've always liked, my daughter uses them now and I let her have them because all of the pleather over the years has come off. So it's literally just like the whatever the hell's under it, the padding.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, she can have those. I got a good deal on these Sennheisers though, because they were open box and they took off like 20%. So I was like, okay.
Jason Lynn Holmes reporting in, Aaron. There's a line of storms from Cedar Rapids to Decatur moving northeast. There we are.
Oh. RJ says, get some good time and mic. Good to know.
Also, to answer Unbelievable's question, NDAs. You know how that is. So, let's see. What else did I see there? Oh, yeah. I was going to mention regarding our good friend Ike. Ike got quite the shout out yesterday.
From who?
That would be Badlands Guitars.
Ah, Phil
Okay.
McKnight and Tone King and the boys.
Yes. So they released it.
I'm not an
a new
80s kid,
guitar.
but that hollow flash looks wicked.
Speaking of which, just about sold out at this point. I'm just saying there's a few left.
Well, they were at 42 after like a day sold, and they only had 100. So I was like, well, they're going to make this easy.
I saw 72 sold this afternoon out of 100. And now I saw another post just before it went on. There was like, there's only a few left. I went, ooh, da May. So I was going to do a whole segment tomorrow night on it, folks. But I just want to say, apparently, because they got a humbucker and a single coil. And I'm like, hate that because compromise in the pot department. And they said, haha, not so fast.
Yeah.
We got the special pot. So the humbucker always sees 500 and the single. And they said, however, that's a Fender factory part that you can only get through Fender. Well, our good friend Ike ordered the run of pots for Badlands Guitars so they could get the pots. So awesome. Ike. They're like, why are you ordering 200 pots? He's like,
I like pot.
I'm in Denver. We like pot. But yeah. Guitar Man 45 got one.
Oh man, I'm wearing a sweet Foo Fighters shirt.
Nice.
I forgot
I
all
have a
about
similar reel-to-reel player upstairs there, and that I brought home from my godfather's place last month.
Oh, does it work?
I don't know. I haven't fired it up.
I'm going to show you the video on how to turn it into a tape delay. It's super easy. You already know how? Yeah. Well, then I want to see.
Also, I'm going to do the Richie Blackmore thing and use that as a preamp boost.
Oh, that'll rule too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that thing? Dad said it cost upwards of $300 in like 1974.
Unfucking believable. Got number 3 of the Badlands run. I'm not shocked. Raise your hand if you're shocked. I see no hands.
Nope.
No.
RJ has number 45 of the first run. Yes. I noticed Rob Baker during the Zoom call was playing on his first run Badlands during the Zoom hang, and nobody picked up on it. I picked up on it, but because I'm Canadian, and even though I'm hosting the thing, I'm being polite, not interrupting people, going, hey, that's Badlands. What you think? What's up, Milk Tea? But from what I hear, I did. I was an informative live stream that they did for friends and family, we'll call it. They had done one for the original one. They did one earlier for the owners of the first run, and then they did this one where they expanded it. Those who have promoted the product, which I guess. So I was covering it for press. So I had a few questions, which was hardware related. They also switched out the switch.
Unfucking believable is 21 of the first run. Oh, we got a double dipper. Nicely done.
Yep.
But given the people that are involved in that company, like, they're going to be good. Like, I just do not see them putting out shit. It just doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that.
When they were saying, like, the price did go up by a few $100, and I was like, I get it. Like, that finish can't be cheap to do.
No, and on top of that, if you want to pay livable wages to somebody in the United States, that's like the bare minimum they can do it for. I mean, it's not like these dudes are lining their pockets. You know what I mean?
No, it's pretty much a break-even situation.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
No, exactly. I mean, they're not trying to.
I don't mind. Like, you don't want them just like, here's a guitar that, promoting at, let's say, $2,500 and it's worth $1,000, but they're just using their names to push them. Then you're like, dirty billiards, don't like you. But
not the case.
A fella's got to make some money. They are, you're not doing this as a charity.
No, they've all got day jobs. This is just to make cool guitars.
Yeah. Like I say, it's one of those deals. Like, it's like owning a race team. You don't want it to lose money, but you don't care if it necessarily makes money. You just don't want to lose money.
It's not that dissimilar to me and my bandmates being in our band. Like, we all have jobs. We play shows. We make a little bit of money. We make music. We have a music video that we're shooting August 20th. It's all done out of the band coffers and out of, our pockets. It's not done to like, yes, we're going to be the next big thing. Like, it's just not. These days and age, the music is free. If you love doing it, just do it.
Yep. What's up? Unbelievable says, yeah, NDAs, yeah.
Speaking of which, I can play parts of the EP.
Good.
I'm almost positive. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm pretty sure I can share this here screen. Let me just make sure there's nothing. Let me make sure there's nothing in this here chat that nobody can see. You'll know what I'm talking about because I FaceTimed you when I got to practice the other day. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wow, speaking of which, I forgot to tell Alex I need a shirt from him because, like, first of all, what the fuck? He's not wearing tie-dye, and I need some tie-dye from him.
He is. Dude, so Eddie is the best at taking, like, existing images and cutting people's heads off and putting them into the images. So, and we always do this thing with Alex because Alex always says, brother, like, like Macho Man.
Max.
He's just always like, dude. So, like, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So I had clearly shaven for the first time ever last week. And my kid saw my son was at the kitchen table and he saw my chin and he goes, And my daughter looks up and she goes, can't you put it back? And I'm like, oh, thanks. First time you've seen Dad's chin in your lifetime. I get it. So, it's been a week now. So, well, not even a week, 5 days now. So it's coming back, but it is quite hilarious how. Oh,
That'd be like me shaving my beard at this point. I don't know how many years I've had it.
Yep.
Been a minute.
Okay.
Technology, folks. Technology.
Yeah, I mean, I can present and share my screen. I just don't know if it's going to play through.
I don't know. We'll give it a shot.
Let's see if I click the.
Well, we start playing, folks. I don't know. Type 1 in the chat if you're hearing the audio. Fine. Or 2 if it sounds like ass.
Share screen. Show this. And
now I wait.
Here we go. Sharing screen. Google would like to record
the computer screen. In the green room to produce this thing. Y'all are typing 1s and we haven't even shared it yet.
I got to put in some passwords. God, this is talk about over-engineered.
We know this audio is okay. Or are you trying to put it in the chat? Or are you just trying?
No, I'm just trying to share screens. Let's see if it lets me share the old screen.
Should.
Entire screen. Oh, we can see an entire screen. There we go. Share. All right. Let me know if you guys can see what is going on hither.
Well, I'll have to approve it once you actually share it.
Chrome has lost permission to capture my screen. Unlock the screen by selecting the lock button in the upper left-hand corner.
I've heard about you, about that Mesa guitar guy.
I've heard about lock screens. I'm not a fan of them.
Hit the like if you haven't already, folks. I know, riveting entertainment. You're just on the edge.
We can keep talking. When I get there, I'll let you know.
Yep.
In the interim, somebody ask some questions and we'll field some answers. How about that?
Is this like Zoom where you have to share the audio too? I don't think so, Michael Krause.
The answer is
Mike Krause. He was hanging out with us the other night. That was cool.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, Charles. He says apparently a fellow's been making some excellent theme songs lately.
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched the video where you put together a board, and I thought that was pretty nifty. But you were doing a bunch of shorter things from the sounds of it, going in and doing little 10-second ditties and whatnot.
Yeah, tonight's opening was one, and a theme song for Guitar Safari, starring Charles 75N and Seth from Presley, California Customs. They did their theme song as well. Thanks, Mesa. Jay Santiago says, Aaron, I grew up in Elwood, Illinois.
Oh, I know it very well. I am in Shorewood.
All the woods.
We are both of the wood. You know what I mean?
And then Jason Lindholm's in Plano, Illinois.
Oh, I know where Plano is as well.
Marsha Murray says, as a Canadian, can you tell me if maple necks come from the same trees that make maple syrup? Yes. One and the same. Thanks, Billy. Yeah, and then, yeah, tonight's and as well as Charles. That's it. Basil's in Chicago as well. Well, a lot of Illinoisans. Sure, we'll go with that. JFK in the house. 58 people watching. Boner Jams.
Oh, Google Chrome won't let me do it until I quit Google Chrome. Well, I'm not going to do that because big secret. I'm on Google Chrome in order to do the stream. So that's just not going to... Oh, you know what I could do? I can email you this, can't I? I can totally do that.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. What am I doing?
I'm going to email you the EP because I think you told me to do that once already.
I did.
So I was like, that'll be even easier. I could just do that. So when you were putting that board together, what was your thought process?
I was going into that recording session, so I needed to have a certain tone.
Yeah, but did you know what you were going to record? Because it seemed like some of the things you were like, maybe we'll use that. Like, I think you had an octave on there, and you were like, sure, why not?
No. I knew I was going to be recording. I was down to 3 riffs, and I recorded 2 of them, basically.
Got you.
Yeah, one was a little ditty. Like, I just do the whatever, a minute of it. I wrote that 10 plus years ago. And so I just thought, hey, that'll fit in with them and their whole shtick. And then the other one's just, I wanted to do a new little intro for all my videos that was about 10, 15 seconds long. And so I told the producer, I'm like, hey, he's like, what are we doing for the drums for the next track? I said, same drums. He's like, really? Yep. Same count in? Yep.
You're like,
and then he hit it, and I just went through. He goes, he's like, is it same as last time? Just one guitar, bass, and drums? I was like, no, we're going to double up the guitars. But it's like, okay. So he throws that to the left. He goes, do you want to change it? I'm like, nope. Kick in the octaver. Boom. There's the other side. Grab the bass. Through it, and he goes, wow, that was tight. I'm like, I play this riff a lot. And that was what you heard tonight. The whole thing we knocked out in under half an hour.
I was going to say, did it take you longer to put the board together than it did to actually record?
Yeah.
That's magic.
Well, for the second one, the first song, that was a bitch.
Why?
It's a complicated little riff. I don't know. I don't know if I can.
You should be able to play her from there.
Yeah, hang on. Let me mute myself.
Yeah, we're going to mute Ben and listen to it. It's good to see so many of y'all in the old chat over here. What's a good octave pedal to use with the JHS fuzz? Are you looking for only octave up? Because you could get the Argonaut, little guy, from Mythos. That's an excellent pedal. It won't break the bank. That's only octave up. You could do the Domino from Land Devices. Same scenario. I think they're both based on the Green Ringer octave
All right.
up.
Can you see that? You can see that. All right.
I can see that, yeah.
Let's hope that it does the audio as well.
Long legs and a short temper. That's great. That sounds rad, dude. It's got it's so you. I could have heard that and you could have told me it wasn't you, and I'd have thought it was you because it just sounds like something. That's ear candy, baby.
Yep.
Somebody asked me an affordable used fuzz. Oh, there's a million of them, brother. I mean, TK? Ryan Hall, give me an idea of what you're talking budget wise, because affordable for one is not affordable for all, but there are a million you can do.
All day, all night. That's Albus band. Yes.
No, that
in the socials.
In what?
In the socials.
Oh, in the socials. Yeah, it's Albus.band. Typically, you'll find a picture of an onion.
Because Mazel.
Might as well use that. Hey, check your email real quick. I think I emailed you that.
All
that
right.
EP. See if that works.
It's not there. Hang on.
Is it Canucks with Guitars at gmail.com?
Right. That's what I figured. Oh, look at that.
Hey, yeah.
All right. So how was the audio to the folks out there when we shared the screen? Did that work? Did it sound like ass?
How was that?
Yeah.
When Ben played his little ditty, could everyone hear it all right? I mean, I could hear it.
Oh, Jesus. You say it's like, this looks unusual. Be sure to trust this link. Tell me to open it.
Well, you know what it is.
I'm not signing in. We're just there. All right. Worked out but compressed.
Suspense.
Brian Hall says sound like hearing a radio. Well, are you listening on your phone? That might have something to do with it.
I wonder if you mute your mic, if it'll go away from that for him.
Yeah, it sounded like room mic was hearing it. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's why I don't.
Play your ditty again, but mute the mic and let's see if it makes it better. Welcome to Experimenting for Future with Aaron and Ben.
Oh, that's hassle factor 5,000. Or once they download, I don't want. Can a fella just play it?
That's fucking crazy.
All right, so share screen. Nobody copy the web address if you see the web address. I don't know what they see. All right, what happens if I just hit like this one?
Yeah, let's see. Does it come through? When it starts playing, mute your mic and see if it does anything. Oh, it's coming through. No, William, that's my band. One of the songs off of our upcoming record.
I hear your voice among the streams. I know your thoughts
Hey Ben, is your mic muted?
What?
Your mic doesn't change anything. I just wanted to know if the mic changed anything.
Okay. Yeah, Bo, we're listening. No, it's not me singing. No, it's Aaron's band. I'm not singing. Aaron's band. It's Albus' band.
We're lost as it seems, 'cause I'm thinking things you wouldn't believe. Down to the side. I know I am. Down to the side. You know I am.
We can go with that, Michael Krause.
All right, so I'm going to pause this at this point because that's a nice breakdown point. It's a tease, folks. It's a tease.
It's a tease. The next song, Wax and Wayne, is going to be the song that we shoot a video for.
Yeah, but that's not the first single, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, number.
I thought it was 4. That was the first single.
No, 3.
All right. Well, even better. Yeah, that's one I wanted to play because Aaron, my friend here,
start that like halfway through. That way we can get to the heavy breakdowny part.
Oh no! No! I'm very proud of this song because you legit wrote a full on pop song.
Well, it gets heavy, but it's a pop song. Yes.
Yeah.
This will be our first single, so hopefully y'all like it.
Yeah.
It won't be as phasey when you hear it, like legit. This is our first time doing the old streameroo over the
yeah. So if you don't like it, folks, digitals, right? I don't. We do tubes and stuff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or was it count back from 10? Yeah, to let it go.
It's hilarious how it like speeding up and slowing down.
Or dig your feet in the ground and draw a line in the sand, yeah, and let them know.
I love how on playback it's like fast and then slow and then fast.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on drugs. This is awesome.
Cry for the life you know.
Actual real instruments need real deal.
My knees hurt. It sounds tin canny in the playback, not in real life.
Smile and say yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's quite a bit.
You sure to nod your head.
We tried to do it from my screen, but
Digging a hole, digging a hole. I don't care.
Very Soundgarden, Aaron.
Hey, I'm okay with that. Little lead work. Bass playing the lead as well. And a little octave over it. Richard, that's the playback. Richard's cracking me up. He goes, what the fuck is going on with the tempo? Trust me, bro. You just got like a free drug version of it. The tempo of the song is pretty consistent the whole way through. On the playback, it was doing this like slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up. It was
Could be my lack of bandwidth. I have like no bandwidth right now. So
could absolutely be that. But that was the jam.
yeah,
That's
I
going
love
to
that
be
song.
that's going to be the first single, and we're going to shoot the video the 20th. Our friends that own Elder Brewing are going to open the bar and venue and let us shoot the video in there. And then we have our friend Ari, who's an unbelievable photographer and videographer. She just shot like, God, who did she shoot? Somebody huge, like fucking System of a Down or something. She's coming down and she's shooting the video. And then it'll go up. So it'll probably be sometime in the shooting August 20th. I don't know, maybe sometime in September, hopefully release that.
Nice.
And then we are playing a fest the 17th. Actually, we've got all these Illinois people. We're playing the Bicentennial Fest, which is in Joliet, not over the river for those that know Joliet. So come on down.
It's on the good side of the river.
Yeah, exactly. We are on the west side of the river.
I know.
And,
I've been to Joliet.
True. You have facts.
I've seen both sides of the river.
Unfucking believable wants to know equipment used, mics, amps, pedals, signal chain, everything. Okay.
Yeah.
I was using.
I had that pinned. Unbelievable. I had that pinned. What's up, John?
Was using an old. It's behind me, but you can't see it. Laney VC30 from the late 90s. And I was using a Hot Rod Deluxe. And I was using, for a fill amp, a PV 112 backstage, and basically blowing that solid state amp up. It was basically maxed and then hit with all manner of pedals. Guitar wise, I used a Chapman ML3 semi hollow with P90s. I used a Reverend Warhawk with humbuckers, and then I used a Revolta Mandata with mini hums, 3 of them. And pedals wise, oh boy, okay. Always On was a Mythos Mjolnir and a JHS Panther Cub V2. And for reverb, it was Native Audio's Ghost Ridge, which I bought off our friend RJ. That was always on a hall setting. Then when it gets like dirty, it's either one of two things or both. I would kick on the LPD Vermin on top of the Mjolnir, or I would kick on the Xander Circuitry Foxton Woods, which is a Foxtone machine fuzz. And for the leads, a second delay would have come on, which would have been a Source Audio Nemesis. And then throughout the record, there's tons of other stuff. I mean, Ben has seen the studio board. The studio board's got like 19 pedals on. I mean, everything from
studio board.
I don't know. I don't think you played it because I had to custom solder all that. I don't think you got to play that because I didn't finish that until 2020.
Well, it was an iteration of.
Yeah, you played like the smaller version of it that had like the rainbow machine. It didn't have a bit commander on it yet. It didn't have a Black Caps from Old Blood on it. There's a couple of pedals that weren't on there. But yeah. Oh yeah, the actual studio board is ridiculous. And then mic wise, I want to say, if I remember, there was 57 and
That's all you
what's
need.
it? Yeah, I was gonna say there's a 57 on one amp, and then there's something else Eddie used on something, going through a Neve clone for the preamp and compressor. And yeah, that's basically it. Now,
There is one
unfortunately,
thing I was thinking that you do need though
what's
to
that?
complete your rig.
What's that?
You need a fabric wrapped Reverend.
I could do that.
I know. That's what. Yeah.
I am gonna get my third Reverend, because I have 2 Reverends, 3 Chapmans, a D'Angelico, a Revolta, Strat, a Gibson Les Paul. The hell else is in here? Oh, I've got
And
an
as
old.
per usual with this crowd, we're going deep. Like literally, what kind of pedal boards proper do you use? Like, what are the actual boards you use?
Oh, that board being so massive is a Pedal Train Terra 42, and it has the flight case and everything. It's being powered by 2 of the big ass Fender engine rooms, the ones that have 12 outputs and 500 milliamps per output. It's powered by 2 of those, and it has a Boss ES8 switcher on it. And then I custom soldered all the patch leads. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, that board's probably $3,000-$4,000 worth of shit. Just, I mean, the board's like $500, and then the power supplies are probably each, I don't know, $250. So call it $1,000 just on the board and the power supply.
Well, if you get a Neve board, I will never leave. He's thinking his studio build. He's thinking Neve, or you just go virtual Neve,
Get the hardware. Then
I'm just thinking. I recorded through the first session. We used the UA, which was kind of based on a Neve, but then the other one, the new one, that was sweet. Oh, I can't remember what the fuck it is.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like there are so many companies that make unbelievable Neve clones and unbelievable UA clones and everything else. I mean, you might as well scoop that stuff up. I mean, you can get a 500 series.
Oh, hilarious! I open up YouTube and it actually is promoting our show
while we're on it.
Yeah, while we're on. Well, yeah,
way to go, YouTube. But
No.
yeah, I mean, you can get a 500 series rack and load that with all manner of good stuff. I mean, and even pedal companies have gotten into the 500 series game. You figure.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Recovery Effects, I think, has a cutting room floor. I know Earthquaker has the afterneath. I know Maris does the Mercury 7 reverb. I know JHS does like the Emperor chorus. They do. What the hell is the one with the desk? The hell is that thing called? Not the crayon, the other one, the full thing. Color box. They do the color box in a 500. So, I mean, you could get everything you'd ever need.
Yeah, because I just had to go over to Jason's channel. Warm Audio WA73 preamp.
Yeah, Warm Audio.
That thing, Aaron. You heard it. Both those record. That's my pedal board into virtual Tweed amps, and you would not fucking know. I was like, wow, this doesn't sound fake ass. I really like this.
Joe Hervey, yeah, I am in drop D, and then the bass stays in standard. And then, since it's only one damn string, we just adjust by the 2 frets. So, easy peasy. Yeah, but if he did 500 series, Scott, he wouldn't need all that. I mean, if he was going and getting an actual Neve, console, yeah, you'd want a tech.
Oh, yeah.
Especially at setup, because holy hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
When I was with JJ out in California, he had a Trident board in his studio, and that Trident was unfucking believable. See what I did there?
I see what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Warm Audio is basically like a Neve strip preamp.
Yeah, Warm Audio, they make good shit, and they walk that line where they piss some people off because they're making, exact clones. But to be fair, they're most of the time they're making clones of shit that like either you can't get because they're not made anymore, or you can't get because their prices are so ridiculous.
Yep. Dave may know you.
Dave may know me. Who's Dave?
Yep.
Who's Dave? Where is this?
Dave has an off-topic question for you. Should you choose to answer it?
Yeah, I work for a ridiculously large golf company. Yeah, that's me. I'm the head of the inventory.
I was going to say, Dave, have you ordered some golf equipment perhaps and it just oozed tone for some reason? You're like, I don't know, I'm getting a tone vibe off this stuff.
You know, I ordered a club and I got a guitar pick with it. Like
from that pedal show. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. I got a new pedal show hat and I picked up 3 more shirts, which I think brings me to way too fucking many. I have something like a hoodie, 2 winter hats, 2 regular hats, and something like 16 or 18 shirts.
I got a long McQuaid toque upstairs for the fall.
Oh, there you go.
Right now. Unbelievable is asked twice now. Triple tracked guitars?
No. So 2 guitars at once at all times and then double tracked. So technically I guess you could say quad tracked, but really not because the 2 guitars are blended left, blended right. And then certain parts had that fill amp more down the middle that was
right.
To be honest with you, that was the coolest thing. I know it's a total Josh Homme ripoff, being that it's a little PV solid state amp, but man, that thing
little amp that you can collapse the front end of.
Exactly. People have been doing that since the 70s.
Yeah.
But that
amp, that's not your tone. That's a blended. It's a blend.
That's why it's called the fill amp. It's just there to fill in the space.
Yeah, on the frequency.
And that little guy, excuse me, that little guy, I legitimately thought I was going to blow it up. I thought that guy was going to die. It didn't. It held in there.
I blew up a little Fender. That was a tube amp too, I think. A little Blues Junior thing. Blues Junior can't take an MXR full bore metal and an octave pedal in drop C.
Yeah. You know what I was going to say? Didn't somebody ask me earlier about a cheap fuzz? Did they ever get back to us with what their budget was? I think it was Ryan Hall asked. Could be wrong.
I'd say $100.
Okay. Well, if you're talking 100 US, I mean, you can get any of that JHS 1 series stuff, or 3 series stuff, which starts at $99. So, $100. Yeah. So used, if you're willing to spend around $100, it might be more like 120, but you'll find the Legends of Fuzz stuff all over Guitar Center's website. I mean, so if you're willing to do a little bit more, you could get something like that. Otherwise, dude, there's so many fuzzes. I mean, the Dan Electro, like the one with the little rotary, that thing sounds rad. And I know that thing's dirt frickin' cheap. Well, now he's got me doing what I do, which is I'm on Guitar Center's used. Let me just look up.
I was going to say Keeley Fuzzbender's nice, but you're not snagging one of them for $100.
No, you'll find one used for 100 in the US. Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nice.
So right now you can get the 3 series stuff for like $60. And then, like I said, it's only 100 to begin with. So looking at when we actually get into the Legends of Fuzz stuff, because that stuff I really like. That stuff is kicking in currently at I'm only at 79. Jesus, there's a lot of frickin' pedals right now, which I love.
Is good.
Okay,
right. You can is good.
So I was right on my price. You can get a Smiley, which is base, for $119.99 right now, or you can get a plug-in or a Bender, all for $119.99. So I mean, for $120, Ryan, if you're willing to stretch $20, you can get any of those. Which, you know, that's 3 different vintage style fuzzes. If you're looking for something in the muff world, Daredevil, their pedals are excellent, and you can get a million. I mean, Daredevil has a million fuzzes that are probably all right around 100, 110.
There's no point of me talking about fuzz pedals because the ones that I like, you can't get anymore anyway. So one's discontinued, and the other one, the guy he's out of business. So
yeah, I mean, Daredevil has a Northern Creeper for $90.99, so $90. You've got a Black Yorba for $100. You've got a Logan Square Destroyer for $100. A Wolf Deluxe for $120. I mean, for $100, dude, you can get so much fuzz. So, Michael Kraus, what style to start with? Tone bender, muff, or fuzz face? Well, I suppose the easiest answer to that is what's the type of fuzz that you're looking for. I mean, if you have
this is my fuzz face.
Oh, yeah. LPD.
Sub 6-string Stanger, and this is my muff.
Let me see your muff. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get
Canadian made, and no longer in business. So good luck getting one.
Oh, Tim went out. Tim stopped making pedals
a couple years ago.
Oh, I didn't know he stopped.
Yep. Hence one of the reasons he stopped. Nobody knew. But my God,
you can definitely go the
like have a screwdriver.
My knees hurts pointing out some of the cheaper brands. They've got great pedals, and he's right, especially fuzz. If you don't know what you want on fuzz, you could get one of each
just
one.
Start with the Jungle website pedals to start with, yeah, to find out what you like, or get one of those all-in-one fuzzes.
I mean, you can see a lot of the stuff that Behringer makes sounds
super chat. As your boy has to put my daughter to bed. Have a great week, everyone. Be safe. Say no to heroin. Thanks. He's that guy from that show.
And his daughter sleeps under a bus.
Yeah. Well, you know, everyone's got to sleep somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, you can get a bunch of ridiculously cheap fuzzes. And I mean, like I said, the Behringer stuff sounds excellent. And as long as you're not jumping off a drum riser onto them, they'll be all right. But don't jump off a drum riser seriously onto a Behringer pedal. You're going to break it.
Oh, fuck. You don't even want to look at a Behringer pedal wrong.
True. They're super
fuzz. But then again, although literally, like I used their noise gate because it was cheap and it worked. And for literally years, never had a problem with that pedal. No, you know, it's an always on. It's not like I'm clicking on and off all day. It was literally always on for years.
And that's the only issue with a Behringer pedal is the switch because it's plastic. But I mean, if you're not stomping on it, they sound
so other than whenever you're plugged in, as long as it defaulted on, good. If it defaulted off, then I did have to turn it on each time. I can't remember. I think it defaulted on anyway.
My knees is also correct. If you trust yourself to rehouse a Behringer, you can do that. In fact, to be honest with you, Scott knows this. One of my favorite fuzzes ever is an Ibanez Sound Tank 60s fuzz because it runs on like the end of distortion, the beginning of fuzz. It's not super, super fuzzy. So if you don't want to spend a lot, I mean, you can get one of those for like $40 frickin' $45. And they're cool, man.
Yeah, you really can't see his wiring.
Scott Brockway, I've had Behringer pedals just implode randomly. It's true. Behringer pedals are not to be looked at. You have to turn them on while pointing due east.
Apparently, I got this in May 11th of 2020. They sound
pretty all right.
All right. Again, because Chris has asked twice. Aaron, tracks. Drums first, the fill the track, vocals last.
Oh, yeah. Drums, bass, guitars.
We lost your audio.
There we go.
There we
go.
There
I am. Yeah, it was so weird. I just looked down at my interface and I'm like, I have output. I have no input.
I'm like, really? It takes me this long to answer a question. Going, but not usually you.
We were gonna track it all live and original because remember, going on here? I was like, and I'm looking at my interface and watching it like go in and out on the audio side, and I'm like, what in the fuck? But yeah, we spent a couple of months where we were in like different levels of the house. So the way that Eddie's house is set up is it's one of those like tri-levels. So the middle section has like a control room, and then the basement is where all the like live room would be. So during the pandemic, we were like, okay, let's all play on headphones with clicks, practice that way. So drums were downstairs, bass was in a different room, and I was in that middle level. So then when we went to record the record, we were like, well, we could just track it all live and then do the vocals after the fact. And then when we went to record, we were like, you know what, let's just do it piece by piece. We already have, like, we don't even need a click track now because we've been playing for months to a click track, just practicing. So that's more or less what we did. Like, there was a click that was more of like a guide, but it wasn't really used. There's no auto.
I will say Aaron plays a song to fucking death before he records it, folks. That's why they're very tight. And like, yeah, I remember, like, it was like when I heard you guys, I was like, wow, this is tight. Yeah, fucking album's a year later. Yeah. And you weren't even playing shows for another, almost a year. Like, you were only playing shows shortly before you recorded that first DVD. I'm like,
yep.
Why are you gigging this? You're like, yeah, it's fluid. It's not quite there. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we definitely know our shit.
Way one more of the perfectionist than me. Way more.
Well, no, part of it is you've got 3 guys, 2 of which have kids. All 3 have jobs. Eddie plays in a couple of different bands. Alex hosts a couple of, like improv, live nights, stuff like that. So it's like you need to know your shit and be able to drop in. I mean, we went out of practice for 2 or 3 weeks and then all of a sudden jump in and be like, all right, we got a show next week. We got to play a set or run a set 2 or 3 times. We're like, all right, yeah, we're good. It's like we never left. So, but yeah, I mean, anybody that is anywhere within, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes of Bicentennial Park in Joliet, you should come on the 17th. It's a Thursday. Show starts at 6:30 and we're going to go on second. So we'll probably be on about 7. And then because it's a fest and there's a bunch of bands playing, the sets are shorter. So they're like 25 to 30 minutes. So we're only going to be there beyond from like 7 to 7:30. But yeah, come on out. Hear some music. Say hi to your boy.
Lee wants to buy a flat home. I get it. I used to be all about levels, but now my knees are like, fuck that shit. No stairs.
I've just found that even though I live in a 2-story home, I just stay upstairs the whole damn time. The only time I go down is to get a tea.
Yeah. I'm only downstairs now to, play guitar, broadcast, or fix guitars.
Yeah.
Or do laundry.
Or to bail out the basement if it floods.
Or replace sump pumps first thing in the morning as soon as you wake.
I was going to say, you never really updated on that other than to say that studio was untouched, but the rest of the basement had water.
Yeah, it's dry.
Okay.
Well, fortunately, yeah, basically everything in that room is in Rubbermaid containers because of that. So no significant loss. Well, the only my set of computer speakers from my old desktop computer, which are sitting in a box that is now ruined. Well.
Look at this.
The one and only John Pierce Johnson has graced us with his presence, folks. The legend himself, YouTube OG, and recipient of 10,000. That's right, 10,000 subscribers.
SPJ, Mr. SFU. I was just talking to Sean via, what the hell were we chatting back and forth on? I don't know, something. Maybe Instagram.
Some platform.
Yeah, these days, and it could have been a fucking Neuralink for all I know. Do I have one? No, but if I did, I wouldn't know it. But yeah, we were just saying it's crazy that I'm going to see him again already in, what is that, 4.5, 5 months? Something like that.
5 months, give or take.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, at least it's in January.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to not being in Illinois for a week in January.
Right.
Although with my fucking luck, it'll be like when I was in California last summer, it was colder there than it was here. Like it rained and was fucking cold and I had to wear my hoodie every day. I'm so glad I brought that hoodie.
Yeah, but you live in a hoodie.
Yes,
You're either in a hoodie or in your underwear walking around. It's one or the other.
facts. But I legit
Speaking of which,
what?
teal.
Oh, speaking of which, camo.
Yeah, t-shirt material. Things are lighter than air. Love them. And this hot summer, they've been perfect.
I legit only brought the hoodie this last time because I remembered how cold it gets at night. You know what I mean? Once the sun's down in Cali, there's like a precipitous drop in temperature. And I was
Canada in the summer.
So I was like, I'm going to bring this goddamn hoodie just for bedtime. And I'm glad I brought it because I stepped off the plane and I was like, holy shit. It had been raining and it doesn't rain there very often. So, whew. Yeah, it rained like 3 of the 7 days I was out there, or 4 of the 7 days. It was crazy.
Usually rains when I'm out there. Dana makes a point of that. She's like, oh yeah, Ben's in town. Rained.
Yeah, I FaceTime. Speaking of, you said
Dana, I got a message on. I was thinking I got to message him to have him on at some point. I was thinking that
I was going to
say, and then he had a wonderful
I FaceTimed him, but you know our boy JJ's always working. He did not answer. I was going to see what the fuck he's up to. It was an uncharacteristically wet and cold winter and spring in SoCal.
Yep.
There you
that's
go.
Good though. You needed it. It's been droughty there a long time. CBC Rich's comment. Let's see. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I do not need all these tabs open because I have like no bandwidth.
That makes sense.
There we go. I don't know. Nope, didn't help.
Didn't help at all.
I need new internet in the worst way. And there isn't any. Figure that out. Do something about that.
I'm just finding it funny as hell to watch the interface like decide like brand new interface. Hey, Universal, what the flippity fuck? It's like everything's great, we're solid, and then all of a sudden I'll watch it just go like black, and then it'll come right back on. And I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. Can't say you're overheating. That's why I keep looking down. I'm like, well, it's not hot. Like,
Bo says since summer began, he's been in shorts ever since and managed for my campfire and stay lit. I can say, Aaron, you'll like it. I have not worn shoes in over a month.
I wear shoes every day.
I've worn socks twice in the last month.
I wear socks 6 days a week because I work.
Yeah, it's just been sandals and shorts and.
Did we deal with mic bleed while recording? Not when you do it individually like that. No, you don't. I mean, there's a room mic, so you might get a little spillover. Like we have a room mic, and then, like I said, since it's a tri-level, one of the cool things that Eddie does a lot of times is he'll leave that door from the lowest.
What the hell?
Now we're back.
And now we're back.
I can just watch the level. I'm like, dude, this thing is on fucking crack. But whatever. He'll leave the door from the basement to the middle level open and put.
It's like it's censoring you every time you're about to say the name. It's about.
Yeah, I just turned off the.
Nope.
Universal is really starting to piss me off.
Is it a loose connection?
No, dude, it's got one cord. I was like, it better not be loose. It's a cable, singular.
Okay, Eddie says it might be clipping.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm on the second bar.
Richard asks, what's your go-to acoustic?
I don't play a lot of acoustic. I have a really
Okay. Now you're muted. I don't think I can unmute you. Can I? It says you can't unmute the guest. Their mic isn't connected. Entertainment, folks. Get the deoxit. It's brand new.
All right, there we go.
You're back. What's my go-to? See a mark? Well, I got, if it depends. If I play nylon string, I got a Cordoba, I think it's called. No, Cordova. Kenora. That's it. Kenora with a C.
With a C.
Made in Japan, classical from 70s, and then I also had early 70s Martin D28. What's up, Jeff?
Yeah. Note to self, apparently my interface doesn't like running for an hour plus because it's literally right around the hour mark that all of a sudden it was like, let's drop signal.
I can, Charles. I can read lips. Well, certain words.
How was that? Did you get that one?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey, nicely done, brother. So, but yeah, no, it's bizarre. Like I said, first time ever using the interface, and it was straight up until about an hour, and then all of a sudden I had these little dropsies. So then I turned it off, turned it back on, and now we're good. Knock on motherfucking wood. There we go. That was a knock on wood.
There we go.
Oh yeah. I remember when you got that.
Yeah, I keep meaning to take it up to the living room, but apparently
she's in perfect tune. Yeah, great.
Yep, perfect.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, I keep meaning to move this, but then I moved my VHT amp upstairs, so I've got that up there with a guitar stand. So I'm thinking a fella needs to put an electric upstairs.
Oh, Jim Cox has a couple of guilds. I love guild. Love guild.
Closer.
Drop Z2.
Being in tune is overrated. And perfectly in tune for my voice. Exactly, Terry.
You know who we haven't seen? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't expecting. If I wasn't saying I was expecting.
Cutting out again.
Man, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, nothing. Okay, you do whatever you need to do. Oh. Terry really wants you to restart your computer, apparently. He really wants you to.
I wanna try something. We're going handy cam here. Hold on. Check.
Somewhat.
Check.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Better. Yep.
All right. Let's see. I want to see if there we go.
Way louder.
Yeah, I have to gain it up a little bit. My bad. I'm trying to find the sweet spot. How's that?
Okay, that's fine.
I would like to take this time to see if I can break the brand new interface. Ugh. I have a feeling it has to do.
Here, John.
Because the mic.
I'll have my phone contact your phone.
The interface. Audio, Sean. The interface isn't hot at all. So I have a feeling it has something to do with the phantom power that the condenser is requiring. I think it is struggling to maintain 48 volts. 48 or 42? No, 48. 48 volts of phantom power. That's my guess. Because now I've switched to the old 58, and so far, again, knock on fucking wood, so far so good. So we'll see how this goes. All
right. I'm going to throw Richard under the bus because Richard, like I, celebrates certain lifestyle choices. He says, Aaron, you need to join this regularly. And I was going to say, Richard, I believe Aaron is the most appearing guest ever on this show. at this
Yeah,
point.
short-term memory, Gonzo.
He was
probably been
on in June.
I was gonna say I've been on probably 5 or 6 times, and then the full band came on once.
Yeah, but this is your third or fourth appearance just this year,
yeah, I think it's my third. Yeah,
at least.
So, June. Oh wait, no, because I did it from California too.
Yeah, let's see here. I sent you the link tonight. There's the link in June.
Yeah,
There's the link for the birthday show.
yeah. So that's 3.
Link for NAMM a couple weeks earlier or mid-April.
That's 4.
And then in February you were on.
5.
And then last November you were on.
Yeah,
And then
so
last
5
August
already
you
this
were
year.
on. And
Yeah,
then
so
last
that's 7.
July you were on.
So
and
that's
last
8.
May you were on because of my birthday.
9.
And, yeah, and then last March. So that's just
That's
there.
10. That's 10 in a year and a half.
Yeah. So
once
Yeah.
every 1.8 months, you're gonna see me.
yeah, usually it's every 2 to 3 months, barring special occasions.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and that's because I mentioned it during last week's show with Charles Green, another great show. Because I've been doing this show now for over 5 years without a week off. It gets a bit hard at times.
Joe Herbie knows what's up. Aaron has been on a lot. Oh, thank you. You brought back up what I was thinking though. Where is my drive-by from Pops? Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know where Pops is tonight. That's on him.
You know what happened?
That's why I'm stalling.
You know what happened? He fell asleep in his bathtub filled with ketchup, and
Guaranteed.
this is what happens. This is exactly what happens. Fell asleep in his ketchup tub.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, just throw you under the bus, Rick. You know how that is. But and because like I said, I've been doing a show a long time, so there is a regular cast that appear. Aaron's one. We have the Charles being Charles 75N and Charles Green. You can interchange them, and they're both a good time. Could be a lockdown at the Kroger. That is possible. Yeah, no time off, Joe. I this is generally the moneymaker show on the channel, so it drives the income. So
Jay Santiago has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Well, thank you.
Awesome.
I just got the old pingaroo on the computer. Did Scott Brockway piss you off?
We worked it out. I think Scott understands now.
Oh, well, that's good. That's all that matters.
I'm like, you don't do that. And I think he understands that. You don't do that.
He pulled his thingy out again, didn't he?
Well, no, but anywho.
Obviously, I knew that wasn't going to be it.
No, that's Quentin. When's the next Water Buffalo gathering? That's a good question, Rick. That will be Saturday, August the 19th. Assuming that Charles 75N is able to turn it on. That'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for times where you are, because that's how that works. For channel members and patrons. Always a good time. Lots of gear being shown off. Always someone new showing up on it. Always.
Yes, indeed.
And we were averaging like 20 people there at any given time in the last Wednesday. Done! Okay, Charles.
Charles, he's got a lot of exclamation points there.
You know what? He was saying on the show that he's trying to eat better and take care. So he's cut out beer.
Okay.
But every once in a while he treats himself with a root beer. And I'm thinking he might have treated himself to a couple root beers tonight, because that's a lot of sugar that's just coursing through the veins. But we love
what's Terry talking about sold? What's sold?
Michael Krause. Oh, it's hilarious. So Michael Krause comes on for the first time the other night, Aaron, right? What's the first guitar he shows off? A fucking Dane Electro.
Yeah, that a baby.
Right? And so I'm like, all right, but tell me. He goes, yeah. I snagged it for like $150. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, would you pay $1,000 for it? He says, fuck no. I said, exactly.
Well, see, and I never understood until it must have been the last time. Yeah, I think it was the last time I was on. You and I dove into this. I didn't realize how badly Canada gets hosed on Dan Electro prices.
Yeah. Would you pay $759 US?
No, I pay 400 max.
Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe 500 if it's one of the ones that's, got the double lipstick and the wang bar.
Right.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't pay $1,000 for a Dano.
No. Ooh. The question. No, that might burn a bridge. I was just like, if a Dano is in stock at the Long and McQuaid, does a fella do a demo on one? And when I read the price, I'm like, fuck this is not worth this. And
you probably burn a bridge that you don't want to burn with that.
Yeah. So yeah, we will not be.
You could demo it and just preface it by saying the prices in the States are tenable. These are not. You could do that.
Yeah. Comment down below. Help a fella understand why you would spend this much money on this.
Now, I imagine you guys, well, I don't know. It could be fucking totally wrong. Stuff that is Canadian made, is that cheaper in Canada, or are they doing everything based off USD regardless?
Well, that's hard to say because we don't have any cheap Canadian companies.
No, like Frank Brothers just released their second model, and it's kind
like
of an
fucking Empress pedals like $600, but yeah, because it's got 10 knobs and it does a million things.
Yeah, but it's still only like 300 US, but I guess that's.
Well, it'd be about four and a quarter US for 600 Canadian.
Jesus. I mean, Canada's got some incredible builders. Like, I love Steve Demadash Effects, unbelievable engineer, helps a lot of guys with their stuff. We've got Frank Brothers Guitars. I think Prestige are out of Canada, aren't they?
Yep. Solid Gold Effects. And they've relaunched Diamond Effects.
Yeah, I have a Solid Gold on the live board and on the studio board. I have the.
Fun fact.
What's that?
So, if you're curious for the recording session, like I told you, the interface I used, but you notice the board. I didn't actually use the LPD 55 for that tone. That was
because you used the virtual.
I was using 2 virtual Tweed style amps. But in a reverb tank because I got rid of the delay because the slapback was throwing me off for the dick, all that little intricate stuff. I couldn't have. Fuck the slapback. We might add it in post if I feel it needs it, but I don't think it does.
Okay.
So it was basically that diamond compressor that you said don't ever get rid of it. No shit.
Yeah, thing rules.
Into the LPD Embers into.
Yeah,
the wave audio, and that just sounded amazing.
Yeah, Solid Gold Effects. I love though; they're one of my favorite pedal companies. Yeah. I have a new 33, the chorus vibrato on the big board, and then live I use their EM3 for the second delay, the longer delay on my live board.
Michael Crows asked, "Does Godin do affordable stuff?" Hey, it's priced about the same as Epiphone for a long, yet it's made in either. See. We're the only people, Aaron, in the world. Godin is the only company that we did outsource to another country for our builds.
Okay.
To the United States.
Interesting.
Very interesting. They put a plant together in like New Hampshire or Vermont.
I also want to acknowledge that I'm fairly confident that the issue was the 48 volts of phantom power to the condenser mic because I haven't had an issue since I switched to the handheld.
This is true. It can't bring it on. It can't do the 48 volts. It says, nope, can't do it.
Not at an hour. It's like we are tapped on 48 volts. Good to know.
Garnet is still around with one product. I believe so. Yeah.
Dude,
I was talking with Derek from Rev about Garnet.
Another great Canadian. You guys got some killer brands. Another great Canadian brand.
Yep. And I had someone asked earlier, do I have
you guys have Dr. Scientist
demos I've done so far? which I've done a lot of fucking demos already at Long McQuaid this year. And thanks, they've got the inventory for me to do it, and many more to come.
Dr. Scientist is another Canadian builder.
I would say the one guitar that stands out would be the P90 Les Paul, which is just a Gibson USA. Wasn't custom shop, but that thing, balance, playability, tone, it checked all the boxes.
Hey, speaking of, no, the turd fuzz is made by Dr. No down in Australia.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gibby Sohn, how's things getting on with that Explorer?
Great.
Yeah.
Other than I may still swap the pickups. I haven't decided yet.
Gotcha. But the actual guitar you're getting along with?
Oh, the playability is unbelievable. Like, Aaron, you have no idea. Like, Slinky?
What guitars did you?
The action was like 2/64ths, and it doesn't buzz acoustically at all.
I saw the video. I remember. I was like, "Well, this isn't a setup video because it's already set up where he wants it." What?
If not better than I was like, I was not even expecting it that low.
What did you?
Yeah.
What did you take when you just went and recorded these ditties? What guitars?
One guitar.
One guitar. What'd you take?
What do you think I took?
I'm gonna guess your double humbucker telly.
You would be incorrect.
Ooh, a Strat. Oh, I was right. Second guess, but a Strat. A vintage, but a Strat.
Yep.
That's a really good brand for bang for the
on the bridge pickup. Because they needed that Bo Diddley twang, California sound.
I'll tell you what, though, you want to talk about a guy in the industry that has managed to like make killer shit and do it at a reasonable price. Trev Wilkinson is a fucking stud.
Yep.
And it's not just like a lot of times people hear Wilkinson and they think budget stuff, and it's like, dude, Wilkinson's trem is the thing on Pete's guitar, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm almost positive it's a
it is.
Like he has found a way to cover every price point.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Okay, Pete's signature guitar has a fucking Wilkinson trem. Yet these same pickups that are in this guitar you can buy on Amazon for $65 Canadian,
which is dirt fucking cheap.
Right? That's ridiculous. Because the funny thing, last time Shanahan was over here, he was checking out this guitar. He goes, "Wait, what are those pickups? I saw they're the Wilkinson, blah blah blah." He's like, "Are those the ones that you can buy on Amazon?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I've been debating getting new pickups for my Mexican Strat. How do they sound?" I plugged this in. He's like, "Wow, I think I have to get a set."
See, yeah, Terry knows what's up. Trev Wilkinson's a goddamn legend. I mean, he legit covers every price point. From I just need something that'll help keep the guitar in tune to I need something that I can tie down the strings on the bridge.
What's up, Jay? Another one of the bottle washers over at the dun dun.
Oh, I did not know that. The last 6 months of the Made in USA Kramers were made by Godin and sent as a kit to the U.S. to have the neck screwed back on and labeled Made in the U.S. It is technically legal to do so. I would have thought that would have turned into an assembled in, but whatever. There's so many stupid fucking workarounds on everything in this world.
No, you would laugh, Aaron. I pulled that thing to do recording, right? And my producer, Jason, is like, "I don't like Strats." I'm like, okay. I don't like their tone.
Oh, I was going to say because of the 60 cycle hum or what?
Yeah, he's like, "I don't like their tone." And he's like, "Anything that I could need to do on a Strat, I can do on my Telly." I said, "No, you can't." Said, "Trust me."
Not true.
I was like, "This sounds thinner than a Telly. Telly's too
thinner.
full in many ways. Like this thing, for what I was going to do." And then we do the stuff, and then we start recording, and he's like, "Oh, wow, this sits right in the mix." I'm like, That's why I brought these pedals and this guitar, because I know stuff, Aaron. I know tone." And he kept saying that. "Oh, you know your tone." I'm like, "No shit." Right? Like, very low maintenance. Once you bring up what I need you to bring up in the virtual world, because I don't know that side of things and stuff. And literally, like even the programming the drums only took us 10, 15 minutes tops.
Well, you knew exactly what you wanted. That helps. It's not like you went in there and you were like, I don't have any ideas. I don't know what I want anything to sound like. Let's go. Like, you knew it was.
Yeah, that was literally, I just scratch tracked the riff. He puts it into his magical drummer simulator 5000 thing. I don't know what it is. And it's like, I think this is the drum beat you want. I'm like, not really. I think this is the drum beat you want. I'm like, ooh, close. Speed up a touch more. Yep, there it is. It was that easy. And then me playing around it because I don't. He's like, wow, you really don't play. Like, at one point, we were looking at all the tracks. Nothing lined up in the second track before we tightened it up. The short one that we played tonight. He's like, okay, both guitars were off.
Were you behind the beat on it?
Both guitars were behind, but off slightly from each other. Okay. The bass was off. Even the drums somehow were off. We're like, how are the drums off? They're digital.
Yeah, they're
he looks at me and goes, only you, dude, somehow have the whole thing out of sync where he had to line things up ever so slightly to tighten it up. And then I'm like, oh, that's too tight. Now it sounds.
The only thing I could think is maybe there was a little bit of latency.
That's what I think it was, the latency.
That's the only thing that would make any sense.
Well, and we're having issues with playback where it wasn't coming through at full volume through the speakers. So I was actually playing underneath so I could kind of hear it, but not. And there was a weird staticky click right at the transition for some reason, which was pissing him right off because it was something to do the new update. But then it went away for the second one and we could hear fine. And it was great. After that. And then he's like, yeah. And once we're done the session, he's like, wow, I might have to get a Strat to have here. I was like, yeah, because they're different. They do a thing.
Somebody just said to send the session to him. He fixes that type of shit for a living. That's good to know. Future endeavors.
Thanks, Jay. Oh, I know Jay knows his stuff. Yeah, once he, he tightened it up. He does this magic that I don't know what he does exactly. There's a lot of punch-ins on Charles's theme. I know. Oh, that was a lot of punch-ins.
You crack me up.
Well, you're ding, 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 ticka, ticka, ding, 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 ticka, ticka, ding, ding, backwards. It's like, Jesus. Ding, 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 ding. You flub it. Kill the note here and there.
Anytime you trem pick like that, you gotta fucking be tight.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise,
I'm doing it in the morning. Like the session started at 11 a.m. So by 11:30, I'm tracking already. We figured out the drums and blah blah blah. And
yeah, and that's early for you. What do you typically wake up? 9, 10?
Well, it wasn't bad. Like I was, I got up at 9, but still, yeah, it was the windowy haze. Like I got from 11 till 2 on Friday. I'm like done. So.
Oh, Richard used to get noise from wearing a watch.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Cell phones can bleed in. There's a bunch of.
Oh, and you'll love this, Aaron. You'll love this.
The number one noise maker that's annoying as shit is these.
Yeah.
Like those add noise so much. They're a pain in the ass.
And this will just hurt anybody that has perfect pitch. Because you don't notice it. You didn't hear it in the recording. So the bass was tuned down a half step that he had there, and he didn't feel like retuning it. So I said, fuck it, capo the first fret. Let's go.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
And guess what? For both songs, did not even check the tuning. I assumed the bass was in tune. Which actually he ended up recording the bass for Charles because it was beyond. The will was there. The effort was made, Eric, but the ability fell short.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Because it was like boom, 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 boom. And it's like, that's what I want, but I couldn't do it at 137 BPM. I can do it at about 100. I can't do it at 137, which for some reason the song was at 137 BPM. That's why it's
Well,
ding,
hey,
ding, 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 ding.
on the plus, at least you knew your limitations. You called in a studio pro, and he did his thing.
Well, he was going on to me while we're sitting there how he's joined a new band. I said, "Oh yeah, what are you doing? Playing bass?" Well, you're fucking playing bass on this thing, you fucker.
That's hilarious.
Because he did well last time. He's never recorded bass before rhythm. No, I do bass last. I did guitars first and then bass, actually.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, in your tracks, bass was there to be there. It wasn't your focal point. Your guitar was.
No, well, and that was the other thing. He's like, "You sure you want this much bass mixed into it?" It's like, "Yes." He's like, "It's really up for." I know.
Well, on this one, yeah, because you were doing more individual string type shit.
Exactly. It's all single string. It's
If
all,
you'd have been
so
playing,
let's crank up
you'd have been
everything.
playing a bunch of chords like on Greasy Weasel, you wouldn't have needed that much bass.
No, and that I. Well, plus it was disordered. I kept the bass pretty clean on both these tracks. And you should have seen the look on his face there, because the Dodd, you don't hear, you don't hear the lack of tracking.
Oh man, that's the best
Right?
thing about the Dodd is it is
Right?
horseshit at
So-
tracking.
So I'm playing the riff, and he's like, "Wow, that sounds great with the blended octave." But then I turned down the dry signal, and then he heard it, and he's like, it sounds like someone trying to play along who is just picked up guitar for the first time. They're trying to, you're getting about 70% of the notes, and he's just like, the color left his face. He's like, "How we can't use that." We are.
That is too goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Too goddamn funny. Well, I mean, it sounded good. I mean, I know all playback, whether it was your stuff or mine tonight, it was slightly underwater, but you could still tell it sounded good. And when you actually use it, as intros and outros and stuff, and it's clean, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we have the first single out with the video and stuff, we'll have to think about getting the whole band over and doing
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do a band hang.
Yeah, I just went off on a tangent in my head. I'm like, when am I going to book another recording deal? But then I thought, what am I going to record? I have to make sure I have riffs in hand. I've got a couple things I'm working on that are more ambient, but it's not exactly, I don't know, it might be work well for closing credits, because it's mellow and ambient. And
yeah, who knows? Are you weren't you starting to jam with somebody, or you were gonna jam with somebody?
I thought about it, and then hassle.
Mazel.
Unless they host it here. Well, see, when I found out Jason's joined this new band with some friends of mine and stuff, I'm like, you fellas need a second guitar player? Maybe we can record it, because literally his studio is 3.2 kilometers from here. That's about
close.
2 miles.
I was like, that's close.
It literally, I drive to the end of the road to the next thing. I turn right and I drive about a kilometer north. Okay. Another guy who's in the band, if I drive 3.5 kilometers the other way, I'll be at the drummer's house in the said band. So I'm right in the middle. So y'all come over here. We'll set up in the garage and be a dad band.
You could totally do that. Do they originals or are they covers?
They're doing original stuff.
Oh, who knows? Maybe you could get in on that.
Yeah,
Wedge your way in. I like the little.
Oh yeah. You know what would really fill it the sound? A guy who really loves to play behind the beat.
Unfucking believable. We could probably find a way to set up a live set. I don't know how the old YouTube's does with that type of shit, but what kind of lag? I mean, shit, just playing back songs tonight had tempos had me laughing my ass off, because the tempos are consistent, call it like 137 BP, and when Ben was playing it back, it was dropping down to like 90, then speeding up to like 157. I was dying.
My lack of bandwidth, I'm sure, because it's been on like one fucking bar here for the last hour and a half.
Yeah, so a live set would be great, but we might blow Ben's internet out of the internet.
Well, I would literally, if you have the bandwidth though, I could just drop myself out basically. You would have everything going through a mixer, using the mixer for the interface.
Yeah, we do that at practice. Eddie has everything mic'd up at practice. It's funny.
Exactly.
He's got everything.
And then you just use that as, link up to StreamYard on whatever and connect in one of the outputs from whatever that mixer is. It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what I would like to do, Aaron, rather than actually go out and gig, is just have said band, same setup, and then just do it here for the crowd.
Is there enough room for you to do it down there, or would you have to move it to the garage?
Oh, no, I could do it down here. I've got a lot of room. Like this is what you see here. It's 3 times as long as it is wide.
Oh, plenty of room then.
Yeah. It's like 2/3 of the house, 3/4 of the house, or upstairs, but need the bandwidth. That's the problem.
Yeah, your lack of internet has been a perplexing thing to me in the year 2023, and this is better than it used to be.
Hassle.
So
yeah, hassle factor 5,000.
Yeah. All right. Well,
anyway.
Let's wind this bad boy down.
That's what I was just thinking.
I learned some good things. I learned that Phantom Power doesn't like going past an hour.
Yeah. Oh, you learned about humanoid pedals.
I learned about humanoid pedals, so I'm now following. Hey, Speaking of following, don't forget, if you're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, find the old Albus band. That's us. Give us a follow. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, Terry's been throwing links in the chat there. Thank you very much, Terry, as always.
Thank you, Terry. Yep.
Moderation.
Yep. Shows coming up. We play, like I said,
festival.
17th, we're playing festival in Bicentennial Park, and then we play in October at the Roxy Theater in Lockport.
You know what I love about playing festivals, Aaron?
Nothing. They're
because
hot. They're outside.
Playing outside, your sound just goes. You get to turn up the amp twice as much to do the same thing that it does inside. Except you get to turn up twice as much.
Well, the one time we played Elder Brewing, we played outside, and it was awesome because people in like all the buildings were coming out on like their back patios way up in the air, and they're just fucking cheering the songs at the end, and you're like, what the hell? People are up there. Yeah, it's fun. It's loud. And
Richard
we got lucky.
really wants you to come to Charlotte.
Who wants us to come to Charlotte?
Richard Nagamitsu.
Okay, well, Richard, you book it. We'll drive there. How about that?
He will. He goes to a lot of shows and he knows people. And
if he books it, we'll play it. We had to cancel a show last month because Eddie's back was messed up, and then we just got offered a show in Chicago at the end of October that we had to not do because Zeke has to go out of state. It was funny because it was on a Sunday, so we were like, "Oh, we can totally do it." And Zeke's like, "I only have one Sunday I can't do." Of course, it was the same Sunday.
Of course.
So we're not doing that one, but yeah, no, we'll be. Tis the plan. We'll travel. The nice thing about having jobs and doing this for fun is that like you don't give a shit if you go on the road and don't make any money because you don't need it to survive.
See, now he said, "Okay, I can arrange that."
All right. What? Yeah. Message me on Instagram. Are you on Instagram, Richard? If you are, message me.
And Bo's putting in fiber at his place. Nice. Outside does have a different feedback too. That's right. Don't litter. All right. So on that note, we'll do the short outro. New recording yesterday. No, 2 days ago. That's how that works. And Aaron's been Aaron. I've been me.
I miss
you. Hold those doors open. Let Richard Nagamitsu ahead of you in traffic. So he's going to try booking a show. That's
good to see you too, Hip Metalworks.
And yeah. Peace, love, be good to each other. Doug's wife's real and all that.
Yeah.
Don't litter.